Hey guys, welcome back. Today is going to be a very elegant video where we're going to be looking at a Christmas tree that's a little bit more artistic in nature. And so I'm excited to share this with you. And also, you can consider me your personal shopping assistant as I have placed all the links from today's video in the description below. It's going to be a lot of fun today, guys, so let's get started. In my Christmas tree design series, this is Christmas tree number 14, and this is called The Secret Garden. I love the concept of this beautiful garden Christmas tree. And it's so wonderful for people who really love flowers or people who love to garden, someone who might be looking for something a little bit more unique, a little bit stylized when it comes to a Christmas tree as opposed to the classic Christmas look. This is a very unique Christmas tree that could be something interesting for multiple rooms in your house. And you could even think of it as something as an ancillary tree as well. And so you certainly don't need to only have this as your main Christmas tree. If you have a unique room in your home, you could consider using a smaller version of this Christmas tree and really creating this beautiful piece to accent it. Maybe you have a garden room in your house, for example. This would be a really beautiful Christmas tree to place there. So to start off how we're going to get this type of look, I'm actually going to choose a Christmas tree that has a little bit more of a dense look to it. So typically I go in with a lighter, sometimes even a little bit modern style of Christmas tree. But for this one, I want something that's going to be dense, so it's going to be able to support and hold all these picks in a very homogeneous way across the Christmas tree. Alternatively, you could also go with a slim Christmas tree if you wanted to put this in a room, maybe not your main space, and you wanted something a little bit smaller where you're not going to need as many picks to pull off this design. Now this Christmas tree is really going to be all about the floral picks that you're going to add to it, but you could certainly add a little bit of ribbon to it if you are interested in doing so. If I was going to add ribbon to this Christmas tree, I would do something in the pink varieties to really accent the nice floral arrangements that I would be placing throughout the Christmas tree, whether that's something in the burnt fuchsias or even a little bit lighter. These color palettes are going to be great accents to the flower options that you're going to be placing in the Christmas tree. So the centerpiece for this Christmas tree, and really what takes the stage, are the picks. And so I have gone through and included a lot of really beautiful options for you, starting at the top with some interesting pink floral options. And so I wanted to include pink florals that are going to have a variety of textures and a variety of appearance and patterns to them that are going to make this very interesting. And so what you would want to do is go through the Christmas tree and select different hues of pinks and colors that are going to really accent what your taste is and what your color palette that you would like to go with. I have included things from beautiful light pinks to bright pinks and some of my favorite flowers, for example peonies, and these beautiful blush colors as well as bright colors. And I even wanted to put in a little bit of a Christmas flower there with these large, beautiful pink poinsettias. Now your accent color could be in any color really. If you want to go super vibrant in all of your colors, you can do that. If you want to add in blush tones, you can do that as well. I think that some of the really beautiful purple flowers in there, in their nice texture and color variation, are going to give you a lot of very nice effect into that Christmas tree and depth. I think the purple flowers would be a great touch. I think another color that would be really nice in this type of Christmas tree would be the red, because that's going to also accent for Christmas, of course. So adding in some red and making sure that you have some of that Christmas hue in there is going to really pull that look together. Now if you really want to go really bright and beautiful, if you want to add in some yellow flowers, I think that is a nice touch as well. And something that I would like you to keep in mind as I go through these different picks, what you can consider, some people actually like to keep their Christmas tree up for several seasons. Some people even keep their Christmas tree up in through Easter. And so if you did a Christmas tree like this, you could have several different floral varieties. And so for Christmas time, for example, keep it maybe in the fuchsias and the reds, and you could keep it that way in through Valentine's Day. And for Valentine's Day, maybe you would add in some hearts to the Christmas tree to change this more into a Valentine's Day tree. And even when you went into the Easter holiday, then you could go in and add in those yellow flowers to make sure that you're adding in the hues of Easter as well. And so that's something to consider if you didn't want to go all bright and all vibrant for just Christmas. If you wanted to think about how you could add in or take away flowers, for example, to keep this tree up for many seasons this season. And if you added in flowers for springtime and also for Easter, you could even consider adding Easter eggs onto this Christmas tree. And so you can add and take away things all season long to this base, and it would be very beautiful. And a great option for those of you who like to have that kind of variety on your holiday decor. For the ornaments on this Christmas tree during the Christmas season, I think if you wanted to add in some nice Christmas ball type ornaments, that's going to make it feel a little bit more Christmas vibey. So if you wanted to go in with some beautiful pink varietals, that would be really nice in this Christmas tree. Depending on what type of color pink blossoms you use, you could use all of these as a variety pack together, or you could just choose one hue. But adding in those Christmas bulbs are going to make that look a little bit more Christmassy. And so certainly like I mentioned before, if you then take this into the Valentine's Day season, you could replace those with hearts. If you take it into the Easter season, you could replace those with Easter eggs. And so you could certainly transition this Christmas tree from season to season. One of the pieces that I found to be very special, and I really love hummingbirds, and I think that that goes with this theme. If you wanted to just place a couple of dainty little hummingbird pieces and ornaments throughout this Christmas tree, I think that they would be a nice accent. And you certainly don't need to overdo it, but just here and there to be able to see such a pretty little bird. I think hummingbirds are a very special bird, and so I think that they would match this Christmas tree in such an elegant way, and certainly would also be able to transition from season to season easily. And certainly for all of you who are garden lovers, and the reason that you may like this Christmas tree, you would know that if you had all these beautiful flowers out in your garden, you were definitely going to have hummingbirds. For the top on this Christmas tree, if you wanted to just extend that floral topper all the way to the top, that's probably what I would go with. Some of the other options that you may consider is somewhat of a vintage feel or vibe with these beautiful pink glass blown toppers. These are really nice handmade glass toppers that have little flowers on them, or even these painted flowers on them. They have a very nice vintagey vibe. Or you could go with a giant flower topper. They have this purple poinsettia. If you've used purple flowers in your tree, this would be a really nice option as well, just to have that really oversized flower. But the art of this Christmas tree in general is having that giant bouquet effect for a Christmas tree. And so the way that this turns into somewhat of a stylized piece versus a Christmas tree design is that you have essentially covered that entire tree in Christmas picks or floral picks, making it look just like a giant wedding floral bouquet. So it's very beautiful in that effect. So when you think about adding in extras to the Christmas tree, you really don't need to think about adding too much. You know, if you want to do a little peak of ribbon here and there, a couple of ornaments here and there, you certainly don't need to overdo it, because the idea of this Christmas tree is to really make it look like a giant bouquet. For the skirts on this Christmas tree, I did find a couple of skirts were actually with flowers on them, some with beautiful little hummingbirds, and I thought that this was so fitting for this Christmas tree theme. Another thing that you could consider is the technique that I've used in the past with decorating your Christmas tree the entire way to the floor. And so that's something that's going to give your Christmas tree a very designer look. And so taking the garland down under the Christmas tree so that you can extend your picks the entire way to the floor. This is a great way to make your Christmas tree look very full and also very elegant, and something you could consider if you didn't want to try a tree skirt. If you use a slim Christmas tree, you can actually take that tree skirt right up into the tree, and so instead of laying it on the floor around the Christmas tree, you can actually tuck it into the tree itself, and that's going to give it also a more volume appearance to that Christmas skirt. And then to touch on the point that I had made previously about how you can transition this from season to season, you could actually swap out that floral tree skirt if you wanted, and even add an Easter tree skirt to make it a little bit more seasonal in its decor. And that's one of the fun things about this Christmas tree, is it's something that can transition from season to season. I have quite a few of those type of Christmas trees because I know I have a lot of fans out there that like to decorate one tree for multiple seasons. So I hope that this one inspires you as well, that you enjoy this unique design. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.